This is the hardcore icon, Just Incredible, and you're listening to Count It Out with Mike and Tyler. Now, that's not just the coolest, and that's not just the best. That, my friends, is just incredible.
Listening to Count It Out with Mike and Tyler.
Well, we are live, pals, and welcome to another edition of the Bill Apter Sealed of Approved Count It Out with Mike and Tyler. My name is Tyler. As you can see, though, Mike's not here right now. He may join us in a little bit. We don't know yet. It will depend. We got a big storm going on here as we record this, so we'll see if he can get home in time. But I think that we have an amazing replacement for Mike right now. As a matter of fact, he is the very first professional wrestler that we've ever interviewed on Count It Out with Mike and Tyler. And it has been way too long since we've talked to him. Not only is he an incredible professional wrestler who is here to talk all about Global Wrestling Frontier and their show on April the 18th, but I am very proud to call him a very good friend of mine. And of course, that is my favorite man, Mad Dog Connor. What is going on, brother? Welcome back. It's been too long.
Oh, Tyler, it's good to see you again. It's good to see you again, bro. It's been way too long. 6 years?
Yeah, 6 years, man. You were the first professional wrestling guest that we've ever had, and a lot has changed for you in those 6 years, my friend.
Same as yourself, too. Again, it's been great keeping in contact, but nice to have a video call again.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, when we first had you on, we weren't this fancy Zoom podcast. Oh, we were just doing some audio only. So we've upgraded a little bit in those 6 years, and you have as well. Before we get into all this wrestling stuff, because I want to talk about this big 5-on-5 match on April the 18th, where you're going to be captaining the Warriors against Nate Grime and Nate Grimm, sorry, and the and the Reaper team, as I botch my own wording here. But before that, let me talk about you, man. What have you been doing over the last 6 years? I know I've seen on Instagram that you're a married man now. You've got a little one running around, a little puppy running around, if we will, a little mad dog running around. How's life been, man? How's life going over there in China for you?
Wow. So, yeah, 6 years, man. 6 years. Oh, not to go way back. It's been great. It's it's been great because it's overcoming a lot of obstacles. Of course, 6 years ago was when COVID all happened. It was bad in China, and just had to power through. Again, like, as a wrestling fan, as a wrestler, always be a fan first. But it's that mentality. You just got to battle through, and from that, again, the wrestling's kind of been on and off in China. And I thought, right, okay, let's focus on the career, let's get a family. Happily married now. It's 2.5 years, and we've just got a new addition to the family. My son is 16 months. My daughter, that was just born, is over 2 months.
Congratulations.
So, nice one. I'm very grateful for everything. It's been a busy time, but it's been worth it.
And you found yourself back into the world of professional wrestling. Let's talk about Global Wrestling Frontier. And I need to know all about it. First of all, tell me the origins of where this promotion started from and how you got involved with it, the mind frame behind all this for you.
And so it was over 2 years ago. Me and a friend, or some people I classed as friends before, say it was Kirby Carney and it was Tony Battaglia. So a guy from Chicago and another guy from, well, he calls himself international. We sat down and we discussed our frustrations with wrestling and what's going on at that time. And there was like two shows a year, or maybe there was There could have been 3, possibly 4 shows a year. But the frustrating thing was there were no storylines. So you never knew if there was a show going to happen, am I going to be in that show? If a show happens, well, what can I do to be in that show? But you just never knew.
Mm-hmm.
So again, with the unpredictability of it and just the inconsistency of it, we thought, you know what, let's just do it ourselves.
Yeah.
Let's do it ourselves. We're all wrestling fans first. What do we love? What's going on now? Things are going well for all of us in China. Let's just do it ourselves. Because at least that way we can be in somewhat control of storylines, of show times, and just above all, the passion of it. The passion, just what you cannot measure. It's been fun. Let's all do it together. Because if we don't do it, who else is going to do it?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I love that. So tell me a little bit about the feedback from, let's talk about what inside the wrestling world of China first. Whereabouts in China are you right now, by the way?
So right now we're based in South China, Guangzhou, not far from Hong Kong, not far from Macau. It's an up and coming place. There's been a few organizations that have wrestling, and well, it's been going, but it's certainly picking up again now since we've started. So over 2 years ago, when we sat down and talked about it, we had our first 2 shows. Our first in last year. Our third show just finished last month, and since it's been picking up, oh, a lot more wrestling has been happening.
So what's the feedback been like from the talent, from the wrestlers? Are they happy to have another place to work in China right now?
Yeah, yeah. So the feedback from the fans has been really good, really following what's going on. Like our following and what we have on our chat groups is great. The stories are continuing there. People are saying what they think. People are saying a little bit too much of what they think. But as a wrestling community, that's all we wanted. It's happening. It's what's going on. Talent are very happy with how we're showcasing them. Again, we're still very young. We're still very green. But what we do, our biggest power is just listening.
Yeah.
What can we do with you? What do you want to do? And then when we've ironed everything out, this is how we can do it. Because us guys, especially internationally, we want to bring that international feel into China. Like WWE have tried it. It's a hard market to break. But because we live here, we understand a little bit of the market. We know what we can work with. We certainly know what we can try to do. And general feedback has just been, what's next? What's happened here? What can we do next? So the interest is growing, our popularity is growing, and we have wrestlers from globally are asking, how can we be a part of the show? How can we go? And I just say, listen, we'll try and fit you in, no problem. However, let us get off the ground first.
Yeah, well, speaking of people that got off the ground, we got Mike finally joining us here. Mr. Time Zone, Mike over here. Thanks for
Oh,
joining
don't get
us.
me started.
Hey, Mike.
I blame China.
I hear that a lot.
I'm sure you do. They changed the time on me. It has to be their fault. It can't be my fault. No way.
It wouldn't be counted out. It wouldn't be counted out with chaos. Absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely. So, Mike, what we're doing, we're talking about Global Wrestling Frontier right now
Absolutely.
with our longtime good friend, Mr. Mad Dog Connor, and we just started the conversation off here, and Connor was just filling us in from the feedback that the talent's been giving him. But I'd love to know the fan feedback that you're getting as well on top of all of this.
Yeah, man, it's like so. There's a platform here called WeChat, which is kind of like WhatsApp. So we have a WeChat group with about over 150 people, and everyone there is just like they're supporting or they're not supporting talent, but they're certainly giving their 2 cents. But it's good. It's good communication, not only just for like GWF, but just as wrestling fan community and being a part of some other fan communities. It's okay, you can have like hundreds of people, but not a lot of people are talking. So sometimes you don't need a big group to have people talking about what's going on in your community. But as long as it's constant, as long as it's consistent. Now, there's other fans getting involved that you can recognize. And when you come to shows, like, oh, this is that guy. And no, oh, how are things? And oh, no, we want to see you won this, won the big one. Man, again, first and foremost, we were all fans first. And that's just where I come from. That's where I base myself. So to give something back to the fans, it's just the best part of it. It's a growing community, especially as a lot of foreigners that are based in China just want that feel, that show of like, oh, okay, you're engaged, you're a part of it. And let me put it this way: we've just started a school. A lot of people have talked about training, and from those fans now are becoming trainees.
Amazing. Mike, you're too quiet for your own good today. This is not like you.
I am listening to that beautiful rogue voice of that man over there. I miss this voice, man. We can't only do this every 5.5 years. This is ridiculous. Where I want to start off, I want to go back to the beginning because, like I said, Connor, we met you 5.5 years ago. You were the first interview on this podcast. It all starts with you, bud. And so my big question, where you were then, what you were doing there versus what you're doing now with GWF, what's the difference between Connor in 2020 and Connor in 2026? Why is Connor in 2026 able to achieve what he has?
Passion. For me, Mike, I honestly thought that 2020 was going to be my year. And then with what happened with COVID, it was kind of taken away from me. And that's where, again, like talking to you guys, I've always remembered you've supported me throughout the years, little conversations. The same for you guys, just seeing what you're doing. We're all growing. So if anything, I didn't want to give up. I couldn't give up. I just felt as if, no, I've got a fire that's still going. I don't want to say woulda, shoulda, coulda, because it was the time that we spoke, I was the AIWF European Champion. Mm-hmm. And to this day, I've never lost that championship. I had to relinquish it because of the situation of what was going on in China. Mm-hmm. However, with the great question that you just asked me, to have me remembering that feeling to now, man, the measure of motivation, the measure of determination to try and get that fire going again, to try and do something now in China, to try and just move on from, I could have done this, could have done that. It's about what's going on now for how the GWF can grow, for how I can get back on that horse, and for I can go on and finally achieve the things that I've always finally wanted to do, and just know that it can be done.
So, Connor,
that's the difference between back then and now. You've got that fire going, lad.
Fuck, you're getting me the fire going now, brother, too. Connor, then let me ask you. You mentioned championship gold and relinquishing that championship, the global championship, the big belt for you guys.
Yeah.
Champion is Nate Grimm, who you've got a little date with Destiny on April the 18th, 5-on-5 traditional Survivor Series match. It's going to be you captaining a team of the Warriors versus his team of the Reapers. Tell me a little bit about this Nate Grimm guy, because he's the champion there, and you're on a collision course with him. So give me the rundown of what we can expect and what your plans are for him.
I prefer kind of sometimes actions speak louder than words. But where I've come from with his two guys, I helped them, I supported them. We had matches, but they both turned on me. So then, of course, I'll never forget who was standing over the top of me, and it was Nate Grimm. So again, for how he goes about his ways, for how he uses people, Grimm, you could say it's very grimy.
I like that.
Well, for what I'm trying to do now, because I'm getting myself back in shape, I'm getting myself ready, prepared, because what's going to happen then, I just don't want any excuses. My back will not be turned on any of the guys that he works with.
Hey, Jesus.
Where'd he
Connor.
go?
Connor.
What
What
happened? Is he there? Hey, who?
Connor.
Connor.
Hey.
Who are you?
Yeah, who am I?
What are you
He
doing
was just
here?
talking about me. That's who I am, huh?
Oh, fuck.
Nate.
Is that Nate?
Connor.
Nate
I'm
Grimm.
sitting over there listening to him the entire time. All I hear is blah, 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 blah. Oh, it's all about the hometown. Oh, I was the European champion. It doesn't matter anymore. This is who you're talking to now. The global heavyweight champion.
Can we get
The
someone to check on Connor?
GWF global champion. What about Connor? He's gone. Connor's a bitch. He's gone, all right?
Well, like,
You're talking to the real and only champion.
listen, man, we're just trying to catch up with our friend here. Like, I've heard of you. I know you're a great competitor, but like, this is really unprofessional on your end here. Like, Connor's been a longtime friend. We're really enjoying catching up with him. And you know what? To be honest,
You know what is unprofessional? Unprofessional is speaking to the Mad Dog about GWF. He knows nothing about the GWF. How come you didn't hit me up on Instagram or anywhere else? You could have been talking to me. I'm the only person that you need to be talking to in regards to GWF.
well, listen, I think on April the 18th, you're going to get your comeuppance here. And I hope you're not too attached to that championship title, because I think our boy Mad Dog might be coming for you. I know who you are. You got a great background. You got to tell the people. Tell them about your background. You're Chicago guy. You're out there in China.
Yeah.
I know who you are, man. You've got a great name to you. And tell the people about your background then. Let's give you your little moment here on Count It Out, and then you're going to get your moment on April the 18th.
All right. Well, for those of you who don't know, my name is Nate Grimm, the Reaper Nate Grimm. I came from PCW, which is a company that is now defunct because of a bunch of assholes. But now it's gone. It's gone. And I was from there. I was trained by some of the best trainers in the Midwest. And I made my way all the way to China because in the US, let's just say I had an injury or two. So I took a bit of a break. Then I came to China and I see a bunch of bums. That's what I see, a bunch of idiots who don't know how to wrestle, who weren't properly trained. And I have to come over here to try to be the guy to lead them along the path to enlightenment, for them to understand what it is to be a real wrestler, what it is to be a true competitor. This is why I'm here in China. This is why I stayed in China, because these guys needed somebody. They needed somebody that wouldn't lead them astray. You understand that? Everybody else has been talking bullshit, spreading lies and propaganda about what they should and could be, when that isn't reality. Reality didn't match up with their propaganda. You understand? But me, I came here and I spoke truth to power. I spoke truth to them. I told them the real hard truth, the reality that they couldn't accept at first. So I had to plant the seeds of truth first. And that first seed was that Nate Grimm was the greatest wrestler in the entire globe, on the globe, the best wrestler you've ever seen. And now, me being in China, I want to say 3 years. 3 years, I've proved that. I've already been 3 times, 4, a 4-time champion in China. And I'm actually a double champion now. I just don't have my KOPW open weight championship with me currently, because I really wanted to show off this big, beautiful belt.
Is this sitting somewhere with your balls? Because you forgot those at home too. If you're going to attack my friend like that.
From behind.
Oh, you're real funny, right? You're real tough behind the keyboard, huh? You're real tough. What are your balls? Did your balls drop off? What the hell kind of accent is that anyway?
Hey, there we go. Oh my God.
Get him.
Fucked a lot of truth. Here's a truth bomb from here. What are you going to do now, then?
Okay, well,
Get him, Connor.
things are out of control over here. We need to get some security over here. These guys, I mean, I'm gonna have to. I don't have any numbers in China, but listen,
I googled their gym. The numbers, I don't understand the numbers in China.
Mike, I think the best thing we can say is that fans need to tune in. Go to the Global Wrestling Frontier Instagram page. April the 18th. It's going to be 5-on-5. Mad Dog Connor and the Warriors against Nate Grimm and the Reapers. Mike, take it home, my brother.
Hey, on behalf of Connor, I think Nate Grimm is getting counted out.
Yes.
Cheers. Well, that was crazy.
What was that? All right.
Well, we were hoping to go for the full show with Mad Dog, but obviously
that was the plan.
But make sure that you check out everything that they're doing, which is crazy stuff. And we're gonna just I guess we're gonna do a little list for you here in a minute. We're gonna continue on with Mike's championship theme here. I'm gonna be counting down the top 7 ECW champions of all time. WWE does not count. Is there anything you want to talk about really quickly before we jump into the list here? I don't want to. I know that since I've not been recording every week, you've decided that we are now a 2.5 to 3 hour show.
One show. Like, I bet if I go back into our archives, how many 2-hour shows do you think I'll find with just you and me? A lot.
A couple.
So don't be giving me crap.
Oh, you're getting crap.
When the content's there, the content's there. With that said, I got a lot of good feedback on last week's show.
I did
2
enjoy
hours
it.
or not.
I
2
did
hours
enjoy
or not.
it as well.
Got a lot of really good feedback. People actually have been reaching out asking for the return of Ray, wanting Ray involved in a list and some more stories because he didn't get everything out there. Believe it or not, in 2 hours he still didn't get his whole story in. Eventually Ray will come back.
I refer to you as to me you were reliving your Al Bundy. You were Al Bundy last week, reliving your four touchdown in Pokai football.
100%, and I'm okay with that.
So that was fun. That was a fun listen to, and thank you, Ray. I did enjoy getting to hear that side of the world of you and Mike that I had no clue about. So it was fun to listen to that. Although I'm going to put it on record here, and this is a joke for specifically 3 people, that nobody in any of your guys' backyard federations could handle a Mother Nature match. Okay.
Well, that joke isn't for 3 people anymore. You told the world about Mother Nature matches like a few months ago, so that's for the whole Counted Out universe now.
Fair enough, but
I got it.
I said,
but that's okay because last week's show was a show for 3 people. So
fair enough. Well, this week's show will open up for the world because that was a show for the people in China, and
no kidding.
We're going to dedicate part of the show to the people of Philadelphia in a minute 100%
here. We are.
But you told me,
but before we get to Philly, let's go to Las Vegas because I got some WrestleMania stuff to talk about. We're on the road to WrestleMania. We got some build-ups. We got some matches underway, and we need to talk about where we're going before we get to our list. I want to talk about these Mania builds. I want your opinion on a few of these things. I got some notes. Let's start with what is now, according to Wikipedia, is officially scheduled for the night 2 main event, and that's CM Punk versus Roman Reigns,
as it should be. If Wikipedia is
100% as it should be. That is the only thing I don't like about it is I feel like they wasted the whole. This is you finally get your main event last year. You know what I mean?
I just think that the way they did it last year was really lame.
Me too.
And this match would have been a lot more meaningful had that, and the triple threat was good. Don't get me wrong, but the way that they're just like, you're in the main event, it's like, well, why?
Now, I do think that this match, this one-on-one of Punk versus Roman, has the potential and probably will be much better than their triple threat last year.
Yeah.
With that said, I have a few small nitpicky issues with the build, and I want to know where you're standing. CM Punk was, at least, if not is, but at least was one of the greatest promos of all time.
Yeah, I'd say he's still up there.
I'm not feeling that here. I'm not feeling. I think Roman, when this match started, I think Roman owned him on the mic, their first promo, and then this past week, him and the Usos. I thought that was a disaster.
I
He
haven't.
stumbled and he rambled on that story about the Samoans, and Jay was just incoherent the whole time. I did not enjoy that segment at all. Am I being overly nitpicky here?
I've got to go back and rewatch a segment because when I put it on, it was very late at night and I was kind of dozing in and out.
Mm-hmm.
I did think Punk got off to a little bit of a rocky start for sure. I think that both Punk and Roman, I don't think either one of us has given us their best work yet so far as regards
No.
to promos go. I can't stand when Roman is like, "Hey Phil," like it's so lame. It's just so lame. Like, and I get it because like CM Punk's name is kind of awkward. It's like, what do you do? Hey Punk, hey CM. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
no.
you don't need to say his
People have
name
been
at
calling him
all.
Punk. People have been calling him Punk for years. Yes, you can call him Punk. There's nothing
But
wrong
it,
with that.
but like to be like, hey Phil, it's the first time that Roman Reigns hasn't felt cool to me in a long time. Like when he says that, I get like the suffer and succotash vibes off of it.
Yeah.
But that being said, I think this is probably the second biggest match that the WWE is able to make with their roster right now.
Yeah.
Maybe even the biggest match. There is an argument that could be made that Cody and Punk would be more of a bigger match than Punk and Roman.
It's probably on Punk.
But I mean, potato, right? I do
Yeah,
think,
exactly.
and I'll shift gears to Cody and Randy Orton. Now, I am very, very disappointed and sad that Drew McIntyre will not be heading into WrestleMania as the world champion. But
I got I got things to talk about that there as well. But yeah.
Cody and Randy's a bigger match.
Okay.
I would have been fine if they did a fatal four way with Jacob Fatu and Randy in there, and Drew and Cody. But I get what they're going for here.
100%.
I am worried though that the way that they are booking Cody is starting to negatively impact uh, how the fans want Cody. Like and we know wrestling fans like, oh, we got what we want now. We're going to turn on him. It's been a slow build, but I don't think that the booking has been doing Cody any favors either in
Mm.
that regards.
So and here's my problem with that. I like this match. This match is a WrestleMania main event to me. Like Randy and Cody is a WrestleMania main event. I like the match. I just don't like how we got here. And again, this is nitpicky bullshit, but the way I'm looking at it is okay, Cody loses the title, doesn't win the Royal Rumble, loses the Elimination Chamber, and then still gets a title shot and is now in the main event of WrestleMania. Make it make sense. It just why did he go to deserve that title shot? I cannot hear you.
Oh, sorry, I hit mute. Because it was a punishment to Drew McIntyre, and that's why. Drew
Okay.
McIntyre was warned multiple times, don't do this. Like there will be repercussions. Don't do this. And he didn't care. He interfered with every opportunity and he prevented Cody at every turn from getting these fair chances. And Nick Aldis said, screw you. Screw you, creepo. Rocky Rocky
now,
Balboa.
now here's the thing with Drew. I have two things to say about Drew. People are very upset that Drew. Like you even said you're disappointed that Drew's not going into WrestleMania as champion.
Yeah, but I get it.
I get it as well. And here's the thing, and this might be a hot take. This might be an unpopular opinion, but Drew's title reign was exactly what it needed to be.
1000%.
Drew's title reign did what it needed to do. It gave him that last minute elevation that he needed before WrestleMania. It made him relevant. It made him worth watching. It made people care about what he's going to do going into Mania.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't need to be going in the main event or going against Cody or going with the title. He doesn't need to be.
Him and Jacob Fatu have a great story going into WrestleMania.
100%, but there's a story I want told more.
Okay.
I love me some Jacob Fatu, and I'm going to enjoy that match when it happens.
Mm-hmm.
But I would prefer to see Drew and Nick Aldis.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
I think Drew has been a pain in Nick Aldis' side all year long. I think this is finally the reason for Nick to come out of retirement. This is a good reason for us to get a Nick Aldis match. And I have no doubt in my mind that Nick Aldis can still go.
Oh, 1,000%.
And the WWE universe, I don't think knows how good Nick Aldis is. And if you, you know, you can go watch his stuff in TNA, you can go watch his stuff in NWA. You just want one good match, go to All In. You go watch his match against Cody at All In, and
Yeah.
and right there you'll see how good Nick
And they had
Aldis
that
is.
they had that great 2 out of 3 falls match after
Yes.
that as well.
So I would prefer. I think it's a better story right now to see Drew and Aldis. That's just my personal take.
I'm going to disagree a little bit. I'm more interested to see Drew and Jacob Fatu. I think both guys are going to be kind of wild animals going into this match. Drew's going to be upset at Jacob for costing him the title. He's going to also have a reason to be upset with Aldis. I know that
Would this be the start of a babyface term for Fatu?
Fatu's already a babyface, in my
Is he
opinion.
though?
He's a tweener.
Okay.
He's a tweener
Okay.
guy. But what I would like to see is maybe Jacob Fatu going over Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania, Drew being absolutely livid on the next SmackDown and laying out Nick Aldis because Drew's
Yeah.
going to film a movie.
Right.
What a great excuse to take Drew off TV than to lay out Aldis.
Exactly.
He's suspended, and then when he comes back, then you can go to Drew and Aldis.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Aldis at WrestleMania.
Okay. I disagree, but I see
I
what you're
think
saying.
only because the fans don't know what Aldis is capable of. I'd like a little bit more time to let fans be educated on what Aldis can do.
When's Drew leaving? Do you think this is a backlash match?
Maybe I think it could be later in the summer.
Okay.
Unless I don't know exactly
Drag the
when Drew's
story out,
leaving.
yeah.
I heard it's really shortly after Mania, but I'd be
Yeah.
fine with that being a backlash match as well.
And that of course moves into oh, we already talked about Cody and Randy. There's not much more to say about that.
No, I'm gonna let that one play out. They haven't even done anything on the build yet as we record that, so we'll see where they go with that.
I have two other matches I want to talk about. Builds to WrestleMania. We got Brock Lesnar doing a thing where he's doing an open challenge.
Yeah,
The front runner right now from the rumor mill, it would be Obafemi.
I've heard I've heard Oba and I've heard LA Knight are the two names that are.
And I think we're missing the obvious here. I think it should be Seth Rollins. It only make I think you're wasting Seth on Logan Paul. Where do the story is right now? There's nobody in the world he wants to hurt more than Paul Heyman. How do you hurt Paul Heyman? Taking down his beast.
Or take out Paul. He already hurt Paul Heyman. Like to me, the storyline's already done.
Logan's just another employee to Paul. Paul's got no personal ties to Logan. You don't hurt Paul by hurting Logan. You hurt Paul by hurting Brock. You bring down the beast. That's how you get to Paul. That story makes more sense to me. Paul's not the one who speared Seth. That was Braun. You know, him and Logan Paul just, to me, doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. I think they have to move away from this whole vision thing. Put Paul in a story strictly or put Seth strictly in a story with Paul Heyman.
I think
the vision.
I think we're gonna get Breaker back in time for WrestleMania. I just have a feeling. I don't know why.
Okay, that's not what I'm hearing, but okay.
That's just my gut. I have no interest in seeing Seth and Brock. I would much rather see Brock and Obafemi.
Yeah.
I
don't get me wrong. I love me some Obafemi. I think him and Brock is an interesting pairing, but just from a storyline standpoint, I think it just makes more sense for it to be Seth.
I don't know. To me, I don't see the connection. I get what you're saying with the Heyman involvement, but like if that's the case, then Brock should just come out and lay out Seth. You hurt my guy, I'm gonna fight you. Why would Seth be like, oh, I'm a mystery? Like,
I mean, we're not gonna sit here and try to make that whole thing make sense anyways. That whole thing was stupid.
Yeah.
That whole masked man bullshit is
like, to me, I'd rather see the Usos take on Theory and Logan Paul. I'd be cool with that match. I don't know where Seth fits into WrestleMania if it's not Braun Breaker. All right. And I'm fine with him and Logan
we got to
Paul.
find a place for him, and I don't think it's going to be Braun. I don't think Braun's back in time.
If he is, it'd be great. But I mean, I'm fine with him and Logan. I would rather him and Logan than him and Brock.
I've got no problems with either women's match, so there's not much to talk about there.
Hmm?
I'm looking forward to both, but I have no notes on them. The last match I want to talk about quickly is Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio. This is obviously going to happen at WrestleMania. I think it only makes sense for it to happen at WrestleMania. But I have an idea of what I think I'd like to see before we get to WrestleMania.
Okay.
In a couple weeks from now, Triple H is holding their Ria de Reyes tournament, which is a 2-week show. It happens on consecutive weekends. On the first weekend of it, Dom will be facing I always butcher this name, the El Hijo Vikingo.
Vikingo, yeah.
Vikingo. They'll be facing him for the AAA Mega Championship, with the stipulation that if Dom loses, he has to leave AAA. What I want to see is Finn come in and cost Dom this match. Make it personal.
That Dom would leave AAA?
Yes.
I don't want to see that. I think Dom. I love.
They can
Dom
always write him.
AAA.
They can always, yeah, but they can always write him back in. They can always get him back in. It's storyline. They can always get him back in. But to build a massive WrestleMania match after what they did to Finn has to make it personal. I think that would go over huge.
I don't think it will, because I don't think any WWE fans watch AAA.
I think you're very wrong.
Go
look at their YouTube numbers. They're doing very well.
Yeah, YouTube numbers are different. I don't think the people tuning in.
But that's where Americans can watch AAA. That's the only place to watch it.
I get it. I just don't think the majority of fans are tuning into AAA and are going to be familiar with the crossover.
They're watching. Look at the numbers. They're watching.
That's my take. I don't think that the people that would be watching.
It's like you're looking at a glass that's red and saying, "I don't think that's red." Look, the numbers.
Depends what your definition of red is. Yeah, but we don't know where these people are watching from. Like, this could be a very heavy populated, Latin American audience that are watching these. YouTube is worldwide. I don't think that you're casual.
The fact is, people are watching this show.
Yeah, I just don't think it's the people that are watching Monday Night Raw. The people that are watching Monday Night Raw, a lot of them don't watch NXT. If they're not watching NXT, why are they going to watch AAA?
I do not agree. I think this story only makes sense.
I think that you're gonna see the involvement of Penta maybe in that match and becoming a three-way. Maybe becoming a triple threat.
Penta's already doing something at that show. I don't know where he's involved.
No, I'm talking about at WrestleMania. I think
at WrestleMania.
I think there's a potential. I don't like it either, but I think there's a potential. There's a potential for that to be a triple threat for the IC title.
I don't like that at all.
I think we will see a little more Penta in there, because I don't know where you put Penta on that show other than that.
I'm not sure yet either. On a side note, before we get to your list, talk about Ria de Reyes on the second show of that pay-per-view. There's an interesting fatal four-way setup. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
No, I'm one of the people that does not watch AAA.
I'm only asking you because it's got someone that we are personally invested in, that we like a lot, involved in this match.
I barely like myself. I don't know if I'm able to like others.
We're gonna get Laredo Kid versus Dragon Lee versus Jack Cartwheel versus TJ Perkins.
Nice,
our boy. Yeah. I'm excited that TJP's back under the WWE umbrella for a little bit.
He's been doing some coaching, hasn't he? Not for a while.
Oh, if he has, that's news to me.
I don't know for sure, but yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, AAA.
I love that. Love me some TJP.
I'd like to try to get into a little bit more lucha, but I just don't have the time. I'd really like to watch CMLL. In all honesty, if I had to choose a company to get more into, I think I would lean towards CMLL. The stuff with like Mystico, I think, is really fascinating. His entrance really captivates me. They just had
I'm not
Johnny
watching a whole show for one guy's entrance.
No, but I mean, they just had Johnny Mundo lose his hair over there. Johnny Nitro, whatever, just lost his hair over there. I just everything.
He's not Johnny Dynamite yet is funny to me.
I think he has been. He's he's Johnny Ring of Honor right now. I don't know what his actual name is, but I just they from what I've been reading and what I've heard, and I'll credit Post Wrestling for a lot of this. John Pollock really puts over how strong their product has been for a long time, and it just feels more authentic lucha instead of the WWE lucha. Which again, nothing wrong with WWE lucha, but if I'm going to get into lucha libre, I want to get into the lucha libre parts of it, not the WWE spin on it. I'm kind of like in a weird place
I
with
won't.
WWE right
It's
now.
got Tony Khan's dick all over it. I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, that's your boy, Tony Khan.
Yeah.
I'm in a weird place with the
Actually,
WWE right now.
it's funny because I'm trying to expand myself a little bit and trying to dumb down my hatred for this company and see if I can at least understand the things that I do or do not like about AEW. So you know what I'm actually doing right now? I didn't tell you about this off there. I'm actually reading that book that was written. That this book is all elite.
I don't even know there was a book.
Oh yeah, it came out late last year. It was written by somebody who interviewed Tony and every member of the AEW roster to write a book about the formation of AEW.
That's cool.
So far, I haven't hit anything I didn't already know, but it's interesting so far. But it's very much a glorification. There's no, it's all like every interview is like, oh yeah, we always knew AEW was going to be the best thing ever. It's all that so far.
Well, I mean,
far.
that's what the whole book's going to be. It'd be like if the WWE it's like anything the WWE puts out.
The only interesting thing to me was because they talked about this is supposed to be uncut, uncensored. We're going to give you everything. Well, not so much because when they talked about the elite in the beginning and they listed all the members, they kind of forgot one.
I mean,
uncut my ass.
Anytime a wrestling company says we're going to be uncut and uncensored, yeah. I just always go back to we all know this is a work, brother. Like you're not going to be uncut. But it's no different than the WWE propaganda that they put out with their Saudi Arabia shows or the Monday Night Wars or whatever. Yeah. Wrestling companies are full of bullshit and propaganda.
Even this Unreal thing that everyone's like, oh, they're showing too much.
It's a work.
80% of that shit's a work.
100%. A lot of it's a work.
Everyone's so mad that they're like, oh, this show proves that they hate Chelsea Green. You don't think for a second that when Chelsea Green finally gets her day, it's not going to make it bigger because you thought that they didn't believe in her? They know what they're doing back there, man. They know what they're doing. They're smarter than you give them credit for.
All that show does is make the Road Dogg and Joseph Parks look bad. That's
very true.
That's all that show is good for. Oh, I mean, it's a good. I will say though, I did enjoy this season of Unreal. I thought that I like getting to know the people. Like I really thought Becky Lynch came across phenomenal this season. Getting to see like the parenting side of her, and I thought Seth Rollins came off really well, and
Bruce Pritchard's just that guy you want to hang out with.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Maybe not. All right, let's pivot. Let's go to the land of the extreme.
ECW.
We are continuing our championship series. We took a little break last week, but we're jumping back on it. For those who are out of the loop, we did 2 so far. Tyler and I did the greatest WCW champions of all time. Adam and I did the greatest TNA champions of all time. And here we are continuing. Tyler, you chose the greatest ECW champions of all time. Now, I need some criteria here. We're going right back to the beginning of the ECW title when it was declared by Shane Douglas that this is the ECW championship. That's where it starts.
I kind of went with Eastern Championship Wrestling as a whole, but for the most part, it's ECW.
And we are not including WWE's bastardization of the company, right?
No, because
so that's just about Bobby Lashley and Kurt Angle.
I didn't want to put the glory days of ECW on this list. So the WWE ECW is not on this list.
Okay,
that doesn't mean we might not be talking about some WWE stuff.
Sure.
But
all right, well, I'm interested in your list, man, because this was a hard one for me. I could barely put this one together. So
yeah, it's tough because
I had to think with my heart on a few guys too. I'm like, maybe this guy doesn't belong in a list, but I love him so much that I got to talk about him. So, we'll see.
Well, and the thing is, like, it's like what we talked about with a couple of the other lists, and especially in TNA. And I'm going to reference AJ Styles. Like when you think of AJ Styles, you think of TNA wrestling, but
Mhm.
I don't think of his world title runs because
Yeah.
he never had there never was like an outstanding title run. And I don't think that there was a lot of crazy outstandingly good title runs in ECW, but there
No,
was some
there were
damn
not.
good champions that had some damn good matches.
Yes.
So that's kind of what I'm going with here. And I'm going with, kind of importance to the brand and like who you think about when you think of an ECW champion. And so for my number seven, his title reign wasn't just the coolest and it wasn't just the best.
Nice.
But it was just incredible. And I went with just incredible in my number seven spot, former guest
Interesting.
of the show.
Yeah.
Uh, just incredible, really. Say what you want, and unfortunately, the choices that he's made in life have really soured how people look on him. But there was a time period in the very early 2000s, late 90s, where Just Incredible was catching fire. And
100%.
and
Yeah.
his character was hot. His in-ring work was phenomenal. The Just Incredible character as a whole was great, and he had a really good run with the championship. He did that great angle where Tommy Dreamer finally won the ECW World Title, and
Hmm.
Just Incredible crashed it. He only held the title one time for 162 days,
Yeah.
but he had good matches. It wasn't like oh man, did you see what ECW is doing? But he just was a solid, good champion with great heel heat that put on consistent good matches.
Agreed. Yeah,
Number,
I like that. If I did more real work on this list, he probably would have squeaked into my seventh spot. I have somebody else in my seventh spot, but it's more of a hard pick than anything else, to be honest.
Fair
But
enough.
but yeah, I like this.
Would Credible have made your list in general?
If this was my list and I worked harder on it, because when it's not my list, I kind of just,
Yeah.
you know, then maybe if I because it's not my list, I was able to put a heart pick on this list.
Mhm.
If I had to be more strict, my heart pick probably would get kicked off, and we'd be probably talking about Credible instead.
Well, my number six is Forever, Forever,
Terry made my number
Forever.
six as well.
Terry
It's a good
Funk,
spot for Terry. Yeah.
two-time ECW champ,
Mhm.
208 combined days as a champion. That puts him sixth all time on the list. Again, Terry as the champion didn't have like a run where it was like, oh my God, but he had cool moments.
Yeah.
Winning the championship in the main event of Barely Legal was a beautiful moment and such a great nod to all the hard work that Terry Funk did to establish ECW as a company. Terry Funk is
Yeah.
the one of the main reasons. I would say he's the first or second most important person in company history of ECW for all that he gave to that company and the respect that his name carried and the credibility that he gave ECW. And of course, like the person that I think you put right beside Terry Funk is Sabu in regards to importance of the company and the barbed wire match that they had.
Uh,
Sabu
I,
he
I,
changed the game,
pro-
man.
I probably put Sandman in a triple threat there. I think Sandman
I have
was,
Sandman and the B like I have Terry and
yeah.
Sabu in the A tier and Sandman and Raven in the B tier.
I think Sandman belongs in that A tier, to be
Fair,
honest.
I wouldn't fight it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't fight it. I just think like Sabu like made people watch ECW because it was like so
Yes.
different and Terry gave them credibility and without those guys we don't get to the Sandman. So that's kind
Yeah.
of how I view it there.
Okay.
My number five, I went with Mike Awesome. I loved Mike Awesome's title reign.
I said to you right before the show, this is probably the first and probably last time I'll ever even consider Mike Awesome for a title for any list we ever do. But Mike Awesome was also my number five. That's interesting.
Yeah, two-time champion, 201 days. I love the way that he came in and won the title. I don't know, do you remember the angle that they did to put him on it?
Remind me. Remind
So
me.
so Taz was getting ready to defend the title against Masato Tanaka,
Right.
and Tanaka hadn't been in ECW in a fair amount of time, and they were replaying his Heatwave match with Mike Awesome. over and over and over again on TV, showing highlights of Tanaka beating up Awesome, and that made Mike Awesome furious, and he jumped the like crashed the match basically, was like
Mhm.
trying to get in, and Taz was like, you want in this triple threat, let's go. And him and Tanaka beat Taz in like 2 minutes, so we were guaranteed a new
Right.
champion. But the thing that was cool about Mike Awesome is for ECW, he was a giant. You know, you put him in like WWE, WCW, he was an average looking guy, but in
Yeah.
ECW, he was a monster, and they booked him like a monster. And he has some of the most memorable moments in ECW, and I thought he was a great world champion. And I think it's really too bad that we didn't get him versus RVD because RVD got injured with that television title.
Yeah. Yeah. I think had he not chosen to go to WCW, maybe we could have saw more out of Mike, as a champion in ECW. I get why he made his decision, but I bet that if he was here with us, he would probably say he regretted that decision.
I
I
don't
don't
know,
think going
man.
to
Money,
I don't
money talks.
money does talk, but
I think
you
for,
go for
maybe from like a career like booking
well, yeah,
standpoint.
because his legacy could have been, one of the greatest ECW champions of all time. Where now a lot of people just remember him as that '70s guy or the fat chick Thriller.
That's where like it comes into play. Like, what's more important, having a great legacy in a minor company? Like ECW was the number three company at the time,
Mhm.
and or getting a shitload of money, and you know what
Well,
I mean?
at the end of the day, where'd that money get him? So I'm gonna say legacy.
I'd take the money. We're all here to make money, man.
Can't take it with you, and I'll tell you, he didn't. So
No, but it probably made his life a lot easier to live at that time. I mean, let's not go down. Let's not go down
yeah.
this road.
All right. Yeah, I like
Number,
that. That's exactly where I put Mike too. I put Mike at number 5. So
we'll
far,
see.
we're looking pretty good.
I think the top fours are going to be all aligned. I just don't know if you're going to have the same order that I have.
Sure. Yeah.
But I went with Raven in my number four spot.
Okay. Ra-
Two
I'll tell you. I'll tell you in a bit where Raven is. He's not my number 4 though.
two-time champ, 379 days. For me though, Raven's championship run, I just think about the amazing character work, the promos, feud with the Sandman where he took Sandman's
Mhm.
child. Like that's to
I love that
me
stuff.
Raven as the world champion, main eventing Barely Legal against Terry Funk.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think that's like the core for me, and I just think the other guys just did a little bit more with their reigns than Raven, but I think Raven represented the company better than most people as ECW World Champion.
Okay. Yeah. I get that.
Like my number three, I'll move right into that. I have Taz in my number three spot.
Okay. So we switched our 3 and 4.
Okay, and I mean,
Taz was my 4. Raven was my 3.
I think it's fair that you can flip these guys back and forth. For me, I
It's
just
just the
am
stuff you talked about earlier with Ravens, the stories they told with Raven. I think to me that gives them the edge over Taz just a little bit. If you want to talk about the in-ring stuff, I think Taz takes the cake. But I'm a storyline guy, you know that, and I think Raven just told better stories with the title.
See, I think that Taz's chase to the title was also
Mm-hmm.
really good, like creating the
Mm-hmm.
FTW champion. Taz was a two-time champion, also like Raven. Raven had, I think, 8 more days as a champion. Taz was 261 days, so I maybe a little bit more. But you want to talk about promo work? Taz's promo work as the as the champion was unbelievable.
Which is hilarious to me because on the mic, he's one of my least favorite people in the world. He does hit the bottom rung for me when it comes to commentators. I
Okay,
think he's
sorry, you
one of
said
the
on the mic. Sorry, I was like,
yeah.
his promo work is phenomenal. His commentary work
Well, that's what I say. For somebody who's supposed to speak for a living, I think he's dog shit.
for
But
commentating
this
though,
for
right?
commentating,
Yeah.
but this, especially this period of Taz on the mic was untouchable. He
When
was
you said on the
amazing at his
mic, I
job.
thought you were talking about his promo work, his
Well,
commentary.
even in WWE, his promo work wasn't great.
Well, they didn't give him anything to do in WWE, but
You know what I mean? But
Taz and ECW, like, you believed in Taz, and he had amazing title matches. Tajiri, the Dudley Boys, Shane Douglas,
mhm.
Sabu. Like he, to me, the in ring beats out Raven's character work. Like that's where the difference was
Yes.
for that's where the
Okay.
difference was for me.
That's fine.
I just think
Yeah.
from the in-ring standpoint, the suplexes, like Taz was over, man. Like he was over to another level.
I
But I
want to
don't
say he was probably maybe neck and neck with Sandman with the most over character in ECW.
I was just gonna say I don't think anybody was more over than my number two, and that's where I have the Sandman.
Yeah, me too.
I have this
Sandman's also my number two.
five-time
Probably the
champion.
greatest character ever created by and for ECW.
Yeah, I one of the greatest characters in wrestling, man. This is a
Yeah.
great character. Steve Austin learned how to drink beer from the Sandman. You know what I
I
mean?
was gonna say, people got to remember this is pre Steve Austin. Before we got the Texas Rattlesnake, before Steve Austin was throwing those fingers and chugging beers on TV, you had the Sandman not giving a fuck. He was drinking beer, smoking cigarettes, beating the crap out of everybody, and he was cool. He
Hmm.
was cool to be, just he was just a normal guy. A lot of people, like any blue collar slob, could relate to Sandman. You could just go and watch. You didn't have to be, you know, Taz. You didn't have to be built like Taz, or you didn't have to be, some of the luchadors or cruiserweights that were coming in and out of ECW. You look at him, and he was anybody. You could just relate to him. I like to drink beer. I like to get in scraps. He was just a fun character. He was somebody that everybody could relate to, and they really took advantage of that. And his ECW championship reign showed that, because I want to say, you can correct me if you think I'm wrong. I want to say he was either 4 or 5 time champion.
Five-time champion, 446 days as the champion. He is the most time ECW champion at five. Nobody won more than Sandman.
Really?
Yeah, five
I thought
times.
I thought the gentleman to have it number one was the most, but I believe you.
He's a
Um,
four-time champion.
okay. So I this just shows that the genius of Heyman in this role. He knew what people tuning into ECW wanted to see.
Yeah, well, I mean, you had feuds with Raven, feuds with Steve Austin, Mick Foley, Mikey Whipwreck. Like Sandman had a great lot of. He did a lot more with the championship than a lot of people did, and especially for being what he was in the ring, he definitely was an overachiever in ECW.
Do you think he an overachiever in ECW? That's a good segue to my question. Do you think he was misused in WWE, or do you think he was just already past his prime in WWE by the time he got there?
I just think you, with the Sandman, you get what you get. Like, I think they could
Yeah,
have got more out of him just coming down and like doing entrances and caning people than like having
sure.
him work matches every week. Like, I think they could have booked him better, but like, you're not, you have a small window of things that you can do with the Sandman. He's not going to give you what you get out of a guy like Taz or a guy like Mike Awesome, or you know what I mean? He's got what he's good at, and that's what you need to focus on.
Is there any better moment or entrance than Sandman at One Night Stand? Is
No.
that not like, does that, when we're talking about greatest moments in wrestling history, is that not up on your list for you?
I don't know about greatest moments in wrestling history.
Eh,
Definitely entrances.
yeah. It,
Greatest
but even moments,
entrances.
it was just such a, because I do consider that to be one of, if not the greatest WWE pay-per-views of all time.
It's one of my favorites for sure.
And it's one of the coining moments of that paper.
I mean, when you think of greatest moments in wrestling history, though, like you think of Hogan slamming Andre, the
Sure, yeah,
Edge spear on Jeff Hardy, like it doesn't come close to any moments like that.
I guess.
But
But
it
it is
is
something I always
definitely
gravitate to. Yeah,
it's an incredible thing to watch.
it's an image. It's something every wrestling fan needs to experience, has to see.
Mhm.
It's so cool, and it encompasses everything about what we just said about that character.
Fair. And we've talked about guys like the Sandman, guys like Taz and Raven and Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat.
This is a great
And
segment.
they
I love
can
this.
all kiss our number one's ass.
Love it.
Because
Love
without
it.
our number one, we wouldn't get to Extreme. We have the franchise Shane Douglas, four-time champion, 874 days combined as the champion, almost doubling the number 2 person on the list, which is the Sandman at 446 days.
So Sandman had the most reigns, but Douglas had the most time as champion.
Yeah, with one
Okay, so that's
less
where I
reign,
was.
almost doubling the Sandman.
Yeah.
Shane
Douglas,
Douglas.
there is no other answer. Like when you think you're going to do this list, it was me. I'm like, okay, so it's Douglas. Then who else? There was never a question who was number 1 on this list. It's funny because when people say ECW, I don't think anybody ever thinks of Shane Douglas first. But when you really break down the work of his career, I think nobody, like no company, did him better than ECW. His best work is in that company.
100%. 100%. He made superstars. Shane Douglas, Taz wouldn't be on this list without Shane Douglas.
100%.
Because the people wanted to see Taz dethrone Shane Douglas.
Yeah.
Douglas was he was ECW, man. He's the guy that doesn't get the recognition that everybody else gets in ECW. Like if we're doing a top 7 ECW superstar list, I think Douglas is in my top 5.
100%.
I put him above the Dudley Boys. I think you got to put Funk, Raven, and Sandman.
Funk makes my list. I don't know.
Funk's got to be in the top spot. Sabu, Funk, Raven. I might put Douglas ahead of Raven as far as ECW stars as well. I don't know.
Every name, I'd have to think about Funk. But every other name you just mentioned, like
Funk made the company, Mike. He's one of the most important.
Hot take. I got to think about Mikey Whipwreck going on that list.
He maybe a number 7 spot. I just don't think he makes it.
I don't know if you mentioned Dreamer, but Dreamer has to be on there.
Dreamer, Sandman, Funk, Douglas, Dudley's, Sabu, Raven.
Yeah.
RVD.
Yeah. RVD. Jerry Lynn.
Yeah, Jerry Lynn, I think is going to miss the cut for me.
Oh, I don't know. Jerry Lynn.
So you taking off? Is he better than St. Douglas? Is he better than the Dudley Boys when it comes to ECW?
Here's the thing. When I think of Terry, I don't think ECW right away. That's the problem.
Yeah, but he made ECW.
That's the problem.
Tough list.
So our lists were almost identical, except for our 4 and 3 were switched. And my number 7 was a heart pick.
Yeah.
Like I said, had it been a real list, our lists would probably be almost identical because I probably would have put Credible in. Instead, I used my heart and I put a guy who faced Credible for that championship several times. I put Steve Corino on my list.
I put some thought into it as well. I just thought Credible had a little bit of a better reign. But I love me some Steve Corino.
Corino only had the title. Corino only had the title for about 45 days, give or take.
Yeah.
But it's what he did in the matches he had in that time though were fun. He did a lot of work with both Jerry Lynn and Justin Credible.
Mm-hmm.
And those matches are some of my favorite in Corino's career.
100%. I just love Steve Corino.
And I think that's coming right off the heels of his he won the championship shortly after his run with Dusty.
Yeah, it wasn't too long after that.
And after that run with Dusty, there wasn't a hotter heel in the company than Steve Corino.
No.
Like you love to hate Steve Corino. He is definitely one of my favorite heels of all time. And
I love Steve
because
Corino.
of this run.
The old school styles, baby. He's a dream guest. I would love to talk to Steve Corino.
Me too. And he was so polite. We've been lucky to have some really nice no's when it comes to conversation, when it comes to requests for interviews. He was the nicest guy in the world with his no. It was just like, I don't do that anymore, but thanks. And he was just so it made me like him 10 times more. 100%. Then again, he's my favorite heel. So if he told me to go fuck myself, I still would have been happy.
I just call our friend Homicide to come.
Yeah.
Come here.
Yeah. So great list. I was pretty much right on board with you the whole way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even really have any honorable mentions. Like people are going to be like, "Oh, where's Sabu?" He didn't have a run. He had
No.
like very, very
Yeah.
short runs. Like he wasn't a guy that you needed the title.
That's it. Who do you want to talk about when it comes to when it comes to honorable mentions? Jimmy Snuka, like Tito Santana, like
Hey,
I guess you could talk about the fun little run that Bam Bam had,
yeah, I mean, but can you though?
you know, but even Rob Van Dam had it for like what, a month, not even
No,
2 weeks.
not an ECW. He was only
Was
in
that it?
dub,
That
only
was
in.
only did he only have I wasn't even counting his WWE run.
He never held the ECW title
That's
in
funny.
ECW. He got hurt, and then they went out of business shortly after.
Yeah. Yep, good list. So in the next few weeks, we'll be working towards our road to WrestleMania lists. We'll start doing WrestleMania lists in a couple weeks. We still have a couple weeks of our championship series, though. I have a very good friend who will be popping on the show in the next week or two. We'll be doing an AEW list.
Nice.
If anybody has any other championships, and it doesn't have to be world championships, could be the. Well, I think we've already done intercontinental champions on this show in the past, but it could be any mid card title. Could be the FTW title for all I care. If any of our listeners have a title they want to see us count down, you let us know right here in the comments on YouTube or on Spotify, and we'll work on it. We'll get something done for you.
Absolutely.
Until then, do you have anything left, bud?
I don't have a lot left, man. It was a pretty extreme show here
Big thanks to Mad Dog Connor for joining us today. Sorry your interview got cut short. We hope you take really good care
of Nate
of that
Grimm.
Nate Grimm. Uh, that match is happening very soon, and Grimm will get what's coming to him. I promise you.
100%. It's going to be something to look forward to. Make sure you check all of the stuff that they are doing over on their Instagram page, Global Wrestling Frontier. And I got nothing else this week.
Well, until we get to next week with our championship series, you have been counted out.
Cheers.